Hey everyone, it's the Maz and Sackcast. We're back.
We're doing a review. We haven't done one of these in a month.
It's the Maz and Maz show here.
It doesn't say Maz here. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. Man,
Oh, we're so professional.
you keep getting me shit because I'm getting too professional for this show, and there you go. See? So, bullshit. I call bullshit.
All right, Sack.
Yeah.
It's November 30th.
Yes, it is.
It's 10:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Uh-huh.
So that leaves us a couple days away from Thanksgiving. How was your holiday, buddy?
Oh God, it's already been a couple of days, hasn't it? Dude, Thanksgiving around my house is pretty much my family's favorite holiday. As the kids have aged, they used to say it was Halloween, but now that they're all getting older and it's not as big of a deal or as fun. But my dad comes out, and it's like one of 2 or 3 times we see him a year, and we have him all to ourselves. And we go get our Christmas tree on Black Friday morning. We wake up and do that. And
are they on sale?
No. We go cut it down. This year, dude, that story is fucking hilarious, by the way. And I don't know if I'm gonna tell it here, but it was a good year. The boys and I watched the show today, so there was, that's like part of the tradition too. I can't even tell you how excited they were all week.
The Thanksgiving Eve tradition.
Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. I know I've said it 100 times. I'm just going to keep saying it. They're watching a lot of throwback, old shows, and they've watched some, and they're like, it's just so weird that they have to say Thanksgiving weekend now. And I'm like, well, it moves and whatever. Times change. We do what we do. But then we deep fry turkey. So I love seeing the videos all over the internet about idiots like lighting themselves on fire. People acting like deep frying a turkey is the most dangerous thing that humans do. It's not. You just have to be smarter than a deep fryer.
Yeah, smarter than the hot oil.
Yeah,
I watched one on Tito Ortiz today. It was 8 minutes, and he starts scooping oil out.
Oh my God, dude! No, it's it's really simple. But the biggest key that I think most people don't think about. So if you watch this and you've never deep fried a turkey because you're scared, the only real trick is dry it the fuck out. You have to let it sit. So brine it overnight. Get all your shit in there, but then you have to let it sit at room temperature and fucking dry. And you have to pat that bitch with paper towels, and then you have to dry
water and oil don't mix.
Yeah, that's what causes a splash over is the moisture. So you never put frozen anything in hot oil ever. Just don't. Not even frozen French fries. Just don't fucking do it. There's too much water in them.
It's also like the smoking game if you think about it, because you don't want to put everything on there sopping wet.
Yeah.
You want to let your rubs draw out the moisture.
Exactly. So we did 2 this year, and we brined one, and then my dad brought one up, and we didn't brine that one, and we were like, oh, let's just test it, because we've never deep fried 2 turkeys. We've either smoked it, the other one, or done it in the oven. But we fried 2 of them, and the second one was it was so much more dry than the brined one. So really? I'll never we did the actual Pepsi challenge, for the 2 things, and I will never not brine before deep frying, because
I got a couple breasts this week, so
yeah,
I should brine it.
Oh fuck yeah, you should. Are you smoking them? Even if you're smoking them, you should fucking brine them. To be honest, you should always brine them. You lock in
actual turkey breast.
You drive the flavor and the moisture down into it, and like kind of like seal it in, so that when you and then you dry it on there, right? But then when you drop it in the fryer, it almost like seals it. So like it, you know what I mean? Like it'll get all that crystal. It'll just it
Yeah,
creates like a barrier.
you're cooking it from the inside out, or
Yeah,
the outside in.
outside
Yeah.
in. Yeah, and so it seals it real good, and it keeps that fucking moisture. Oh my god, dude, deep fried turkey is so fucking good. I recommend everybody fucking like for real. And then on Friday,
I just posted a video of deep fried turkey.
nice.
The gobbler from Arby's.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, I saw that. Yeah,
I tried to make you choke on that.
yeah, you almost did. No, I'm and then Friday we take the like because you know there's all the oil is like I said we've never deep fried 2 turkeys on Thursday, so we did that this year, so the oil was a little more burnt, which we weren't gonna fry as much food on our Friday anyway. We do like traditionally we just fry again, and usually we do like we do different shit every year, but we've done like pickles, and we've made our own onion rings, and we've tried to do the bloomin' onion, which was a huge failure. I've seen videos on that where people are like, you literally have to take like an air gun with like an air compressor attached to it, and like blow all the moisture out of the onion before you batter it. And because that's the problem, is it gets stuck together and it gets clumpy, because again, moisture, it's not good. Like water and oil don't mix. It's not good for the mixtures. Anyway, I'm rambling now. It's a good time, and we did fish that my dad caught up in Michigan, Minnesota. I'm sorry, on the
Minnesota.
mouth of the Mississippi River. Like, so they go up there for trips every year. So he brought a bunch of fillets from fish that he caught up on that trip, and we fried those up in the oil the next day. And then we did tater tots. And Connie took the stuffing that she makes, which is an old family recipe that she had to watch. It's not written down anywhere. She had to learn it by watching it and listening. And she makes it. She won't make it for me at any other time of year, only at Thanksgiving. So I only get it once a year. It's like my absolute favorite thing. And then this year she baked all the bread for it herself, all the breadcrumbs. And so then for Friday, what I asked her to do is find a way to like fry those up like in balls. So she found this recipe and like made the outside for it, the layering for the outside, and we dropped those in oil. They were like this fucking big. Holy shit. Deep fried stuffing balls. Oh,
Right in your mouth.
Oh my god. Giant balls.
Were they salty?
Oh, they were
salty. Oh,
good and salty.
Oh.
Good and salty. But yeah, they were, dude, it was a great couple of days. I was exhausted. We walked around for the tree for way too fucking long, and then went back to the very first tree we saw that we were going to cut it down. So, yeah, dude, that about sums it up. Good shit. A lot of football. The Bears still suck.
I'm still mad.
Fired Eberflus, and I don't think it made anybody feel better. It was kind of just like, so I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm gonna say, 48 hours later with everything that's happened, Ryan Poles, the rumor is coming out of Hallis Hall is that Ryan Poles made the decision and told them, I'm firing him. And
Ryan Poles wanted to fire him after the Patriot game.
Yeah, and they just wouldn't let him. Yeah, and it sounds like they weren't going to let him in this situation, and he basically didn't give them the option. And I know it's creating a bit of an aura around Ryan Poles and making him a bit of a legend to fans like me. But I kind of I hope it's all true, because the only way this organization turns around from being the complete embarrassment it is somebody standing up and being like, no, fuck this, we're done. we're done, because those losses were terrible. These last couple losses, there have been so many mistakes that are coaching errors. It's insane. But then him going out there and saying they did the right thing at the end of that game. You ended the game with a timeout in your fucking pocket, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna pull it out.
Like, don't give me that shit. You did the right thing. Okay, so here we are. Like, and I told you the Packers loss didn't really affect me. It's what I expected. The Packers whoop our ass. They own us. It's legit. Move on. The Vikings thing with overtime. They took the Vikings to overtime. I mean, that's cool. Great, grand, wonderful. I don't care. The loss didn't make me mad. I wasn't angry. But by God, Thanksgiving Day, I was pissed. And I think a lot of my friends that are Bear fans were equally upset. I mean, I know my dad was very, very angry. And they did the right thing.
Right now they're 4-8. Mm-hmm. You flip that game. Mm-hmm. You flip
Minnesota?
The Hail Mary. The
Hail Mary for sure. Yeah.
And you flip Minnesota. And
yeah. Because the Hail Mary was Eberflus's. That play never fucking happens if they're not playing the fucking defense the way they were.
Why not put the receivers out there? Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
So many things coaching wise that would have been done differently. But here's the best part. So before the game started, or during the game, maybe, I texted one of my buddies. I don't know if it was you or not, because I was texting. Like, I have a few people that I text with during the game. And I have my dad during Bears games. And I have my dad sitting right next to me, and we're usually texting too. So I'm like, this offensive coordinator that they promoted, I'm like, he seems to get Caleb Williams. And I'm like, the second half of the game in these games, when the initial script wears off, and that's where Eberflus has the most influence, and then they go into 2-minute drills and shit, and it's just the offensive coordinator talking to Caleb. All of a sudden they're like, I'm like, I like this guy. Well, then he gets fucking promoted to be interim head coach, and it's like he's been on the job for 2 weeks. Like, he was an assistant, and now he's the interim head coach.
It's clearly Poles' guy.
Yup, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And that, to me, is like, maybe we got a shot.
I saw he's the number 3 person for the head coaching job, with Ben Johnston, the Lions coordinator, being number 1.
And I get it. That's going to be the popular.
That's the hot name right now.
Yeah. I don't want the hot name. I want somebody that works for the organization to be the organization at its best. Like, somebody that's just looking for a rejuvenation project to move on to the next, to get hired by Kansas City when fucking what's his name retires, Andy Reid. Yeah, Andy Reid. Like, I don't want that. I want a guy that is for the organization that Poles likes. I hope this dude does a really good job for these last couple games and really moves his name up, because that would give me the most hope going into another year. Problem is, in order to do that, they have to win more football games. And right now, I don't want them to win any more fucking football games. I want that pick. Like, we're done. We're done. We're done. We just fired our coach. We're done. So, get the pick. Get the pick.
Well, that was a riveting 14 minutes to open the show.
Fuck yeah.
On Survivor Series.
Hey. If you're going to get to know us, you're going to get to know us. And Thanksgiving was amazing. I hope, so what did you guys do day of? What did you do Thursday?
We went 12 houses up the street to my brother-in-law's. They had an amazing spread. We watched the Bears game there. I don't want to tell this story, but it's hilarious.
Oh.
So one of the members was sleeping on the couch, like fading in and out. And at the end of the game, he's like, "Oh, I can't believe they blew it." And I looked at him and I was like, "You can't believe they blew it. They had the ball at the 20, not the 40. Then they got 2 penalties. Then they didn't call a timeout when they had it in their pocket." And I stormed out of the room. I was like, I was so mad. I'm still mad. Oh.
Well, hopefully it gets better, buddy.
But the food was great.
Good.
It's always fun.
Good.
Hanging out with family. And
do you guys do anything like goofy? Like my table, we make everybody go around and like we used like certain years we do like you have to pull like a letter out of a hat and you have to use that letter to like gotta come up with something you were thankful for.
So the goofy thing that we do is we set a time of when to be there. Everybody shows up way in advance. Then the food comes out. Everybody eats as fast as possible. And then people are still eating and they're like, "Where's the dessert? Where's the pie?" And then they load up the pie. They eat half the pie and they say, "Oh, I'm full." Then everybody packs up stuff and runs out the door.
No,
Every holiday, man. And then, we have Christmas here. That's exactly how it would be.
no fucking way.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. We'll probably have it like 2 or 3, but the Steelers play at 1, so everybody will be here before that.
Okay.
Then, I don't know if we're gonna have to shut the game off while we eat or not. Depends who's here. But my wife, she's gonna spend 18 hours cooking and all that.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna do the same. 20 years it's been this way every holiday. And then my wife bought the mini pops this year because they always take a full pop and then they take a sip and then they leave it all around the house. So,
the kids.
No, not the kids, the adults.
Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Man, that's fucking rough. All right. Well, I feel like that is the perfect segue into our Thanksgiving tradition now, which is reviewing Survivor Series, which used to be one of the big 4, and I don't think you can really qualify it as that anymore.
No, it's a standalone because they just throw WarGames into it now.
Yeah, which, I mean, look, I get it because the old Survivor Series gimmick is probably a little past, but I think you could make it work, and I think they have the writers to make it work, and I think they have the talent to make it work. I just don't think that they have this WarGames concept, which has done well for these shows, so they're just going to keep, and to be fair, I thought both matches tonight were pretty well booked. I know going into it, it was going to be, one of them was going to be the huge spot gimmicky match, and one of them was going to be the story match because that's how you do it. And I think they both had quite a bit of narrative in them. Obviously, one had way more of a narrative behind it, but the narratives that the women's match had behind it, they steered into. I thought they did a pretty good job, honestly.
Yeah, as a whole, let's discuss the show.
Yeah,
I thought the pacing was great. It gave me time to do the match ratings in between the matches.
Yeah.
The format of the matches was cool with 5 matches.
Yeah.
The fact that it was over at 8:30 was freaking awesome.
Yeah, I love.
They could do more.
Yeah.
Top to bottom, it was entertaining. I liked it.
Yeah. I second all that as a summation. I thought all the matches had even okay, so even the Shinsuke Nakamura, we won't get to it, but we're gonna get to it in line. But I mean, even the one match that didn't necessarily have the same, it was more of the breather match, I guess, if you want to say. It was still for a mid-card belt, but It was still a pretty fucking well done match, and yeah, I enjoyed the show, man. I was hyped going in. I was excited for it going in, and it didn't disappoint, and that's a high bar. So
I might be even more hyped after.
yeah,
There's so many different ways. They didn't let Shinsuke and LA Knight go too long, so I thought that was key. But let's start with the women.
yeah.
The way to start this is Rhea Ripley's jugs, because they were out there and they were in full effect.
One of my boys was like, "Oh my god, please tell me she has something underneath that." And I was like, I'm not sure. And then finally the camera guy was like, "Here, well, I'll let you know. She's got something underneath it. It's gonna be okay." Because wow, like the outfit in general and the mask with and then the inevitable paint underneath it. I don't know how else to put it. I don't think anybody, like, I don't think the two people that I watched it with marked out harder for anybody than they did for Rhea, because, and not for like dude reasons, but because her look, her attitude. And here's something else I picked up during that match that I really like about her. Her and Io seem to have like a kinship, like a legit professional wrestler understanding. And to me, that shows respect. And if there's anybody, if Io Sky wasn't in that match, it would have been a shit show that Rhea had to fix. Like, I'm just like, Candice had a couple of good spots.
The botch.
Oh, look, Nia Jax has to be, and I am
no Candice.
No, Candice, but Candice.
They had the botch.
She had a couple of really good spots, though. Which one did they botch? Oh no, that wasn't a botch. That was Candice fucking up. Let's like Candice needed to let fucking go of the fence. Are you kidding me? Right. Like, but Io let her fucking know it. Io punched her right in the chocolate starfish, just right in the bunghole, dude. And I saw it immediately too. She stood up, she turned around, she like hit her feet, she didn't let go. She pulled and she didn't let go, and she turned around and went bam right in her butt punch. And I was like, okay. And then she climbed up there and beat the shit out of her, and she elbowed her right in the gut. I mean, she elbowed her right in the gut to knock her off that fence. And I even put it down in my notes. I was like, instant receipts from Io. Instant receipts. And I love that. And the only other person that I felt wrestles at that level is Rhea Ripley. Like, out of all the other women in the match, like, they do their stuff, but they're actors or models or, you know, bodybuilders or performers in other ways. Rhea Ripley is a professional wrestler. She may do other shit. She may go on to Hollywood. She may become famous. I don't know. But she's a professional wrestler. And Io Sky is a legend. Fucking legend.
The old butt punch.
The old butt punch.
So I've seen every WarGames, and this one kind of defied the rules.
Okay.
So you have your two people to start out, but then it's always the heel that gets the next advantage, because then, you know, the babyface can sell.
Right.
They flipped them both ways tonight, both matches.
Yep.
I was shocked as fuck when Nia came out first.
That they were gonna leave. They were gonna make her work the entire match.
Maybe it was something.
I hope to God it was to let her hang herself, because she did. And anyone watching it, I mean, how many chair shots didn't even come within fucking 6 inches of touching her.
That is the first thing I texted you. She swung a worse chair than Hogan.
Oh my, the one that she like phantom, like she came down slow and then she stopped 6 inches short, like there was an air buffer, and then just kind of like, and I was like, dude, what? And then the one in the corner, she's like this, and it's like way out here, and she's like, I'm like, dude, this is, and not just that, but everything she did.
Well, it's the ladies aren't used to working with gimmicks, so why do that?
Well, I don't mind it, but
everybody
didn't have anything planned. Okay, they didn't have anything planned. Like,
no, they did. You could totally tell because they had the gimmick stashed under the ring when they came in.
Oh no,
every one of them.
I get that, but I mean the spots that they did with them, right? So let's talk about the toilet seat for one. Like, so dumb,
because it was the shits.
Terrible. And Michael Cole, is that a toilet seat? That shit was hilarious. But like, even they clearly like had not, like they thought about it conceptually, like, oh, this will be funny, I'll put it on your head and then I'll put my ass on your face, like, but in practical application it was so terrible. And then
it was $9 toilet seat too.
And then when Rhea comes in and she fucking grabs it, and the first person she sees, she just fucking all out fucking hits him with it, and it breaks into 15 fucking pieces. I was like, there, that's how you use the goddamn toilet seat, you fucking assholes. Like, and so it's like that. And the chairs too. Oh my god, when Nia turned around and acted like she was gonna hit fucking Naomi with an unprotected fucking chair shot to the head, and Naomi does this, and she like stops, and then she goes to like hit her in the gut with it, and doesn't even come close, and then just drops it and walks away. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching with this woman? What am I watching with this woman?
I think that the whole thing is she probably got the conscience playing because she's hurt so many people. So she's out there, adrenaline's rushing, and she's like,
I don't want to hurt him. I don't want to hurt him. No, it was terrible. And I'm telling you, Tiffy is not doing herself any good, like trying to run with her.
They teased it.
Tiffy's got some talent. Because she, when she started moving too, I was like, okay, but she's green. She's not like, I'm not saying she's ready.
She's not, yeah.
But I think they're in that space with a lot of these women, and then you have like Bailey, who everyone still wants to see, but maybe her in-ring ability has not aged gracefully. She's a little slower because she's hurt. She's her
in there with Nia.
Her knees are shot. Her knees are shot. And
we'll
I believe
there.
her. Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I just and Becky is like hesitant to come back full time. Alexa seems hesitant to come back full time. I know they're kind of hinting at it, but I don't see her rushing. Like, I see her training. That's great, but she's not rushing to come back.
She's coming back for Rumble.
Flair, Charlotte hasn't rushed back. There's a bit of a shift change going on, and we're kind of in that awkward handoff phase, and it's not. I mean, we're gonna see it work, and I have a feeling once we get to Netflix and we have a better idea of how they're gonna book the females on Netflix and what they're gonna do, how they're gonna change things up, what the ability for harsher things. I don't know. It'll be interesting. What stories did they get to? I mean, she got out the Money in the Bank briefcase. I thought that was pretty cool.
When both were on the ground next to you.
Yeah, the camera work there was pretty slick. That was.
And they didn't cut it. They let it go.
Yeah.
Then Raquel turned on Tiffy when she had the briefcase.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got varying storylines, but I don't know. It was missing. It was definitely missing star power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Liv and Rhea built up another, like, we get another chapter of them, obviously,
For sure.
because I mean, Rhea pinning her in the middle, I mean, your champion just took, like, and so it pissed off one of my boys, because he's a huge Io Sky fan, and he's like, no, they had a match, she was declared the number one contender, she's the number one contender, and I was like,
that too.
Yeah, but Rhea just pinned your champion in the middle of the ring.
But that could be Rumble. They didn't announce a December pay-per-view. They just announced Saturday Night's Main
Chamber and Saturday Night Main Event, yeah.
But Chamber's in February. I think they just did that for tickets.
Yeah.
So maybe Saturday Night's Main Event is that bridge to Royal Rumble.
Maybe.
Which we'll probably do a show on that, I would imagine.
Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna have a lot of great things to say about it being on network TV.
Yeah, just like 1990, Hogan and Warrior. But in the match, Tiffy hit that handspring elbow perfectly, like Great Muta in 1989. She hit the moonsault off the top of the cage perfectly. Io missed by a mile and a half.
Well, she was inside of a fucking garbage can.
Right, but still, Candice was sloppy. Naomi, I don't know what the fuck that was. That's where I'm saying they missed the star power.
It was her birthday.
Yeah, I thought she had a dunce cap on when she came out. She's okay, but she's goddamn, like, she was never great, let alone like longevity. Like she's gotten way more run than I think she ever truly deserved. But that's just my opinion. Like, obviously different people see it differently. I just don't think that, like, I look at people that should have gotten better runs that didn't, like Natty, never got a good run. She always kind of had the overshadowed secondary. And she did all the work, right? And she got treated like a heart. I mean, I hate to say it, but she got treated like a heart. And then her husband did too, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, and that's still sad. That kid had a lot of fun. Tyson Kidd had a lot of fucking talent, man. Anyway,
but yeah, wouldn't Mia Yim have been better in this than Naomi?
Well, so they obviously kept out the people that are in the Intercontinental Championship tournament, right? Because she's still in it. And Chelsea, she could have been one of the boys asked me, like, why isn't Chelsea in this? She'd be a better pick. And I'm like, well, she's in that tournament.
Taken a fucking bump too.
Oh,
he got hurt.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, those long ass legs of her with the way she takes bumps. Like, she just gets hurt. But she's great. I hope she wins this whole tournament, to be honest. I hope it's her. I really do.
But there, like you said, like Becky, Charlotte, Alexa, like Nikki Cross would have been good in this.
Yeah, the Wyatt Six didn't. I mean,
and where the fuck was Dom? Dom should have been there.
I mean, it feels like they kind of let a couple of things die. Like, I feel like the Wyatt Six, I mean, have they run their course now that they're in-ring performers? Are they at the bottom of the barrel? And like, so, hey, we're reintroducing you, but guess what? If you don't get over, you don't get over. Not, we're going to fucking push you. Because it felt very abandoned. I haven't seen any of them make an impact.
Wait until Rumble when there's 5 wasted spots.
Oh yeah, fair enough. But still, if they do it the way if they're spot fillers, then they'll get treated like spot fillers. They'll just look, another Wyatt 6, and then they'll get eliminated right away.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we covered it. Look, Nia has you made the comment about the worse chair shot than Hogan. I think she has a much worse leg drop as well. Io made the match for most of it.
We were watching it while we were eating dinner.
Okay.
My wife was down and she goes, "That little girl is wild." That's when she came in with the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
Jumped off.
They hit the story points that I think they needed to for some of their individual things.
Yeah.
I feel like Rhea and Liv taking the spotlight at the end clearly makes sense. That's what this was all about anyway. It's about them, and it should be, because they are you talk about star power, they are the stars
right now. Bianca's taken a huge step back.
Yeah,
looking wise.
Well, I made a comment tonight that I noticed like halfway through the run with Jade, and then tonight that her physique, like her whole look, just how she looks, just is not where she was. Like she is taking a huge step back. So I hope it's not her giving up. Like I don't know, maybe she's burnt out, man.
Well, and then Jade's out for a couple months, so she's alone.
So she's kind of mid-card hell.
Yeah, but that could be what it is.
Yeah, could be. It really could be.
Her and Montez too.
I mean, her gimmick wore thin.
Yeah. Who else was Tiffy?
Bubblegum always does, right? Tiffy's gonna wear fucking thin too. You have to have something. You have to have something of substance underneath that bubblegum.
You're right. Well, you know that when Charlotte comes back, she's gonna run it, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, I would think so, up until the point that it becomes obvious that she can't keep up.
Maybe.
I mean, if she gets into the fucking ring and Liv fucking runs circles around her, that's gonna look really bad.
And then you have all the girls in NXT too.
Oh,
I'm sure they'll be in this next year.
And I'm telling you, that's the big change. The size, so I think you're gonna see a shift in how we look at the weight class of women's wrestling. I mean, like, I don't think it's gonna be the powerhouses that dominate, and I think you're gonna see that mid-level shift of like, hey, if you can go, we're gonna put you on. Like, we're gonna
maybe,
and it's gonna feel more like WCW in the fucking 90s.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
You got 6 girls down there that are probably better than 6 of the 10 that are up there now. So.
100%. Like, and they're workers. They're workers.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna see it. I do.
You know who's gonna get cut out? Kyrie.
Probably. Yeah.
Asuka.
But she's kind of, Asuka's old. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Asuka is an elder stateswoman at this point, and she's still the best entertainer in the entire division. But everybody's dude. Time is undefeated, bro.
It is.
Ask Okada.
Ask Tanahashi.
There you go. All right. So
ask Jericho.
Hey, you moved on one too many. See, I was gonna say that was a good segue. We're gonna talk about Samurai Shinsuke, because I didn't know they. Oh, what happened?
I don't know. We're good.
My camera. I can't see myself. Oh, that's so weird. My camera looks like it's out.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. 1 second. Pause it, would you?
I can't.
Oh,
You want me to stop?
yeah.
Stop recording?
Oh, are we gonna have to split it?
Yeah.
No. Okay, just 1 second. Why did it go to OBS virtual camera? I don't want to do that.
You have 2 programs open, maybe?
It's like I just got like it just went black. And my camera wasn't lit up. And now there we go.
I don't see you on the left side.
Oh,
It's
I
just
see.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
hold
now
on.
it's me and the imaginary man. There he is.
There we go. Woohoo! Dude, I have no idea what happened. That was really weird. Okay. We were moving on anyway, right? Did we really
Yeah.
that happened right in the middle of a transition?
The only person we didn't cover is Raquel, kind of.
She didn't. She made no impact. I'm really sad. Like, she seems like all the other women her size that they put in black, and make them stomp around with somebody else at their side. They just never develop into anything. So it sucks. It really does. I like her. So maybe she'll get a chance, and she's just earning her paying her dues.
Okay. So now, Shinsuke LA Knight for the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the match kind of sucked.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't anything more than a TV match.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that Shinsuke looked, like a little rejuvenated, and maybe
Fresh.
he's got
Blonde hair. It was the blonde.
Maybe he's got a run in him. Yeah, or not a championship run, but maybe an IC run or something. Like maybe he's got, a good run in him.
I hope so. I was
Maybe a
at
Money
Dallas.
in the Bank. Maybe a Money in the Bank match.
Maybe. I was at Dallas for him and Sammy, so Shinsuke is always high on my list.
He had one of the legendary NXT runs at the peak of NXT.
But then Bobby Roode and Drew.
I love Bobby Roode. I will never.
I do too, but
Bobby Roode fan.
That was kind of like the start of the downfall of NXT. Though.
It was. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't. It was a TV match. It was a cool down match. It was everything that it was. But Shinsuke looked good. LA. I mean, I think LA. Like it's an elevated match for a U.S. title for names, for like as far as like juice with the audience goes. I mean, Shinsuke might not have the most right behind him right now, but this is a return. So he's going to have some, he's going to get that initial like, oh, he's back. This is cool. I like the gimmick. I like the, get behind him. He just took a title off of LA Knight. Like now LA's going to chase for a bit. We're going to see if LA Knight actually has it. I don't know, but we're going to see. But I think it's neat. And it was a kind of little a title switch in the middle of a show like that you don't really see coming from a dude who's returning. Like that's kind of cool. Like it's one of those that you're like, huh, that was fun. Like that's
LA Knight be hurt.
You think maybe that's why they threw it on there like that?
Maybe.
I don't know. That's an interesting theory. I guess we'll find out. Because if he is, then he'll be on the shelf.
Yeah.
So I can't let us get to the next match without talking about the Otis spot.
I'm glad you bring it up because I didn't know where it came. I didn't put it in my notes.
No, I did. It was right here. It was. I had. Oh my god, dude! It was so fucking funny.
Weird. It was weird.
I mean, the first part of it was kind of like, okay, what are they like? Are they like? It felt like a TikTok like T-shirt for big guy ad, and I was like, okay, it's kind of fun. I'm having a good time. But when he walks away, and they've got him blurred out, and he looks like he's Winnie the Pooh in it. Like, oh, fantastic! Fantastic.
I ordered 18 of these shirts. But what about Tozawa? He sounded like a little geisha girl.
It was really awkward.
It was, wasn't it? That was a funny spot.
It was a great spot. Great humor. Great use of what's her face,
Maxine.
Yeah. I mean, that's so this is the Intercontinental Championship match that I did not know that I needed.
It was awesome.
Oh my god. Like the perfect balance of age and the ability to really run a match, because I mean Sheamus was very clearly calling a lot of the spots, and it was, dude, beautiful triple threat match. Ludwig Kaiser, I've been putting him over, and I'm going to continue to.
Tiffy's been putting him over too.
Woo! I mean, like, their kids will be gorgeous.
So, Sheamus is probably more over tonight than he's been in 20 years.
46 years old.
That's wild.
He's 36 years old.
It was probably the perfect blend of talent, because you have Kaiser, who can work his ass off.
Oh my god. You
have Sheamus, he can work. He led, and he made Braun look like $1 million.
He made them both look like $1 million, in my opinion. But he still came out looking great. That's the thing. He still came out looking great. And the damage, like, there's this really, I talk about it a lot with Gunther, and we're gonna get there, but like, there is just this badge of honor that he is trying to pass that version. Going back to my like teenage years when I watched this kind of happen and realized what it is to go through that process. Hardcore Holly, man, he would just absolutely whip the shit out of people, and he would let them whoop the shit out of him too, and he wanted them to learn how to put it in there and how to do the job. And they put on a fucking stellar match, and if any match in AEW this entire year has a higher rating than that match, then Dave is a fraud.
Every match will have a higher rating than that match. I loved it. I didn't rate it as high because it was a three-way. If it would have been a one-on-one, I would have gone higher, but that's how you do a three-way. 100%. Bravo to all three.
Braun Breaker is he's gonna, if this is his title run, if they keep this going, and I'm not saying Sheamus specifically, but if he keeps being involved in these very like high tier matches with this belt, he's gonna build up quite following. He's going to build up quite. Like he's going to build. He's going to build.
Main event within 3 years of WrestleMania.
Probably. At this point, I'll say that. But like I said, this run has to. He can't lose. He has to gain the crowd because that's still a problem. It's still very much like, and he. I don't think. I mean, he's not on a Goldberg run, right?
No,
like,
I thought he was going to lose. I thought he was going to lose when he took the brogue kick.
I don't think.
But then Kaiser.
I don't think it would have hurt him if he would have lost. I don't think it would have hurt him to be like with that match. If he'd have lost
twice in like 3 months, though.
Fair enough.
The title, because he lost to Jay, right?
And you don't want to drop to Sheamus anyway. That's not where you want to drop. And you're not dropping to Kaiser yet. That is going to happen, but
I don't think so.
All right. So great match.
Awesome.
Great match. The finish was what did I put down? Oh no, this is the next match. I'm sorry, I was skipping ahead. So Damian Priest, we're on to Damian Priest and Gunther.
I had high hopes.
So
I don't think it delivered.
Here's the first thing I'm gonna say. Damian sold me on the arm the first sell. And then I stopped buying it. And that sucks. Whenever it comes through that it's not what they're selling, like when it's, I don't know. There was just something about how hard they sold an injury early on in that match. That
to drag it out for 20 minutes.
Yep. Yeah, it took me out and it kept me kind of at an arm's length the whole time. From a performance standpoint, I mean, Gunther looks like Gunther. He looked a little puffy. For seeing these guys all the time, he looked a little puffy. Damian looked good, but he botched at the end. I think it was a botch because they didn't show any replays to explain how he ended up outside of the ring in that moment. And what Gunther did, first of all, the way they built up to that moment was really awkward. And then the way Gunther threw himself off the rope, it looked like he was trying to sell something. And I don't know. I just don't know what happened to get him outside the ring and why Gunther, you know what I mean? Like,
well, you knew that was the spot because that's when Finn interfered. So they had to get there.
Right. And I just don't think that they I think there was a mistake. There something happened there that didn't happen the way it was supposed to. That's all. And I feel like that seems to be a defining trait of how Damian's big moments end. And it's starting to become a bit of a stain on him, in my opinion.
So what did he have? Three great matches on premium live events in a row, and we were like, we want him back, and then this dragged him back down to the mid card. Yeah,
I think so too. I think that this is definitely the end of the road for that whole thing.
That run.
The thing that I'm interested in is, did Finn getting involved and the way that, okay, by the way that Gunther reacted to that involvement is exactly how I have them behaving in my shows. Him and his guys, like, when there was interference in their tag match, they fought off the interferers. By the way, check out our other shows on here. Two Geeks, booking fantasy rosters of professional composed of professional wrestlers. I don't know. The wording always gets me twisted, even though I named it and I did all the graphics on it. No, but it was a quick finish. It was a little disappointing at the end, and
those are always the worst types of finish.
I mean, I thought Finn was going to get involved. Like I saw that coming. I just don't know if it means that he's going to get involved with Damien now, or if he's going to get involved. Yeah, because it's clearly not going to be Gunther. So yeah, you're right. It drops Damien back into the mid card. That's exactly what happens. That's why it's one of those things where I wonder if it was an on the fly call, which is why it was botched. But maybe not. Maybe I don't know. But
maybe they were just tired. It's 20 minutes into the match, 18 minutes in.
Yeah. Finn comes in, finishes it off. Damien loses. Coup de grace. Whatever.
But then the Kimura finish where he passed out or whatever it was, the choke, stupid. That's a bad finish.
I didn't like it either. I didn't like a lot of there was another hold that Gunther used on Damien where he had his arm and then he had his legs around his head and there was like a 2-inch gap in between his thighs. It was like it was a little disappointing because what I come to expect from Gunther is tight work and
a power bomb finish.
Yeah, that was awkward too. And he tried it one other time too. It was like he wanted to make it a finisher.
And also a note, I want to bring this up. I don't know if you were paying attention. Sheamus did the Razor's Edge to Braun in the match, and then Damien did the Razor's Edge to Gunther in this match.
Yeah, Damien did get the Razor's Edge. He couldn't get it at first because whatever, but not bad. I definitely isn't the best match of this championship run, but you know what it is? It's Damien had one too many shots. That was the one too many matches. He should have not. Yeah,
he got exposed.
It should have been somebody else.
Maybe it could have been Drew, but Drew's hurt. But I don't know.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
I don't know that you give Drew the title shot after.
Dude, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people with a lot of opportunity to. I mean, depending on how they book going forward and how they want to do things, there are so many people right now that they could go with. So many stories, and there's so many people that they can write compelling shit for that aren't even competing for titles. There's several right now, and I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome. Anyway, and then we're on to the fucking main event, brother.
Yeah. I think a star was born in this match.
Oh, really? You won? Which one do you think it is? Because I don't think, if you asked me which one I think it is, I don't know that we're going to land on the same guy.
Jacob Fatu.
Well, okay.
I think Jimmy got elevated as well.
I think Toma Tonga got fucking elevated. Personally, I think Toma Tonga had a good run, especially early on. Here's what I want to say about the whole thing, though, real quick. The new Bloodline is pretty fucking awesome.
It is.
And I want Bronson Reed as a part of it, like he always had. Like, we're just going to pretend, you and I, we're going to tell people, and we're just going to pretend that Bronson Reed has always been part of this. And they just kept him in the secret. It was a secret. Because he looks like he fits perfectly in that group, man. Just perfect. And he is the perfect heavy. Like, it takes the pressure off of Solo to have to be a heavy. He can just be a mastermind, which personally I think he fills that role much. Yeah, just perfect. He's so dastardly and like more threatening in a suit, being mean. Like, there's something more, like, just much more scary about him, in my opinion. Because he's not the most physical threatening of that family, man. He's, like, the least physical threatening. Like, they're all scary looking.
Is it me, or is Solo flatter than a plate of piss now?
I mean, again, I think he comes off good when he's in the leadership role. But when it comes to, again, you're talking about Jacob Fatu. That's a much different... He's not, like, that's a totally different vibe And Toma Tonga was on a different vibe too. He was barking at the crowd, and he
climbed the cage all the way around. That was awesome.
Dude, it's a, and it makes Solo, who up until this point looked like a little unhinged and a little like, he's going to be crazy. The people around him are so much more crazy than he is that it kind of flattens him out a little bit. But I think the leadership, that's why the leadership role fits him much better, because Roman, it wasn't like Roman has ever oozed personality. He just had people around him, and he was the Rock, the leader. Oh God, did I just say the Rock? Roman Reigns is not the Rock. Sorry, Dwayne. My bad.
Don't sue us. Don't sue us.
Shit.
Because your movie fucking flopped again.
Surprise. On the flip side,
let's start here. Who needed this win?
The Usos.
You think?
Yeah. Who do you think?
I think Solo.
You think Solo needed this win? I think Solo should have gotten this win. But here's what they did that I didn't see coming. And I wonder if that's why it makes sense, because I didn't see it coming. I saw the friction in the beginning coming. Like, I saw the CM Punk getting, as soon as Roman stuck his arm out, I was like, oh. So they went with the storyline of one of these teams has cohesion and the other team doesn't. And the team without it is gonna overcome it. I'm kind of wishing they wouldn't have done that, but they're total baby faces. Total, like, even Punk at this point, because he played the fucking hero. Like, did you see that coming? Did you see Punk fucking pulling Roman off of a table so that big Bronson Reed can come unprotected off of the top of the fucking cage through a table? That spot, oh my God, dude.
I did think Punk was going to turn.
Yeah, but he did the opposite. He did the opposite.
He really didn't do much, to be honest, in the match at all.
And how goofy did it look when they were all doing their finishers on Solo, and like Punk's like, it's like he was the white guy at a dice game, and everybody started breakdancing, and they're all looking at him, and they're like, "Come on, let's go do it!" And then they all cheered for him,
Punk was Ray Gun.
Oh my God, it was so bad. Yes, 100%. Punk was Ray Gun. That's exactly it. Punk was Ray Gun, and it made him look so cheesy. Like, I can't tell you how much damage I feel like that match did to CM Punk and his credibility. And like, in the post-match interview, I actually stayed on to watch it. I was like, you know what I saw? I saw an upcoming feud of Sami Zayn and Jimmy and CM Punk and Jay. And
is that how they came across on the...
Jimmy and Sammy were wearing the same shirts, and then Jay was still wearing his red one, and Punk was wearing whatever Punk was wearing, but he was sitting like next to him, and there was like, it's the way it sold to me. Maybe, it's a post-conference, whatever, but they're doing a lot of that lately. They're doing a lot of like, you have to watch everything to be in on the lore, because a lot of the people online that talk about what's going on right now are like, they're oh, did you see when his phone was turned on and blah blah blah, and they're picking up on it because they're booking that way. Yeah, because they're booking that way now. So I'm just saying, I saw that Sammy and Jimmy were wearing matching shirts. They were wearing the OG shirts, and Jay had on his red Yeet shirt, and Punk was next to Jay. And I'm like, oh my God, if Punk gets dropped to that level because of this, like, Like, what happened? What happened to the WrestleMania, like, CM Punk hysteria? Where did it fucking go?
Well, he was just thrown into this. But this is going to lead clearly to Punk and Roman.
Well, yeah, the little, you owe me a favor thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would assume so, but I mean, doesn't he want Roman to have the title first?
I think that would be where the favor comes in. But I don't know where does this lead?
It's a good question.
Because I mean, you're gonna have dissension with the losing bloodline. You already have dissension with the winning bloodline.
See, and that's why they shouldn't have fucking won. But that's right. The whole point. That's why I don't understand the ending. That's the only thing I didn't understand about the match, because the rest of the match I thought was impeccable. I thought it was great. They did everything, man, and they did it well. Like, there was a lot of good shit done in that match. But then the ending didn't make any sense, because I seriously think they should have gone over. And I see what you mean about them needing it now, because like, where do they go from here? And what happens for them next? Because who are they? Where are they? They're the new bloodline, but they just lost to the old bloodline, which really isn't the bloodline at all. It's really just right. Roman, the Usos, and Sammy.
What? Think about this. It's the perfect spot for the fucking Rock to come back and lead them.
To what? That's my question. To what? Because at some point this dies. It has to die. I would like it to die because of this, to be honest. But then where do they put their focus? Where do they put the Bloodline's focus? Because now they're bloated. They're big. They have a lot of people. They have 5 dudes, right? I mean, Bronson was technically an add-on, but I think he fits so well that I don't think that they're going to change that unless he turns on him. Which, I mean,
you know what? He might have been the biggest star of this match.
There you go.
But Jacob is so fucking good,
right? I'm telling you. And I like the Tongans, as I'm calling them. The Tongans, like, I like them. I like them better than I like the Usos at this point. Like, they can replace the Usos in that, like. But there you go. I mean, so if you drop Solo back into kind of like a Paul Heyman situation.
Solo does the job to Cena.
Oh. When?
Cena's first match back, because didn't Solo beat Cena? And then they had the WrestleMania thing, and Cena.
All right, you know what? We're stopping because we got to finish this show, and I already know. I can see where you're going a couple steps down the fucking. Like, I see. Like, we can't fantasy book out fucking The Rock and fucking Cena and fucking blood. Like, it's just too much. We got to finish up this show. Where are we? We're still on the main event.
Jacob may be hurt.
I think we covered
sold the
it.
Knee.
Yeah.
Jacob sold the knee real bad.
Yeah.
Then he got blowed.
And I heard
that just need to take him away.
So that was the first thing I heard was, "Oh, not the knee." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, probably." Yeah. Bronson, I'm telling you, man, that dude's gonna hurt for a couple of days.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
That splash, good. You know what? I would never do that shit, never. And that dude is a monster. Him even climbing up there, the fact that he climbed up there and the way he did, it was like he wasn't scared of shit. He just went wah wah wah. I'm like, dude, yeah. They were, in my opinion, what I talked about with the women about the kind of like, maybe not next generation, but the swapping of like maybe the main focal of the show, you know, that I talked about with the women's division. I think you kind of saw that with this match tonight in the ring. And they did lose, I understand, and they shouldn't have. But everybody on that side of the ring, everybody in the OTC or what? It's so stupid. They're all on the way out. Like, they're not on the way out by any stretch. I'm sorry, but they're on the way down in their
separate.
Yeah.
Separate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. And none of them. I don't think any of them have what I would consider an upward trajectory career-wise. I think they've all probably peaked. I think Roman still has tons, like maybe 5 to 10 title runs in him in his future, depending on how they book the title going forward. Because, to be honest, I'm not really convinced that H is gonna bounce the title around a whole lot. I don't know. Like I don't know how I feel about it, but it feels like the titles are kind of secure when they get latched onto somebody at this point in time. It's not the PG era where you had a new champion every 2 pay-per-views, you know. And then it was Cena again, and then he'd lose it, and then
get it back,
because fuck them, they don't get to be champion. I'm champion. And I think a lot of the people in the ring on the other side, I think they have a lot of champions. I think they have some championships ahead of them. You know, I think the Tongans probably have a belt ahead of them, potentially.
Probably in the next 2 months.
Yeah. Solo probably has another belt or a belt ahead of him. Fatu, I don't know where the ceiling is for that guy as far as what you can sell. Like, that's the thing. He's not gonna sell tickets, dude. like he's so fun to watch, but how are you gonna turn him into a headlining star? Like, what is he like? You compare him to a Cody Rhodes as far as, like, you know, or a John Cena or whatever. No, I know, but
that's who you haven't seen his career.
Oh.
Give him that rub.
That would be phenomenal. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be honest with you. I think Cena's gonna have his last match against some fucking, like, CM Punk or something, and still not even do the job. I think Cena's gonna win his last match. I don't think he. I know. Now I'm being hyperbolic, but
yeah,
I just don't know how much. Like, first of all, how much of a rub is it really gonna be? Because he's announced it so far ahead of a time, and so you know if he's gonna do the job for somebody, you already know it's coming, right? So, like, do you
AEW doesn't? They put the belts on everybody and then let them leave.
Do you have it be a 100% like old school passing of the torch match? Because
100%.
Okay, so
he wants to do that. You know he does.
Okay, but I don't know that Fatu has put himself in a position to be a guy to get a torch passing match with John Cena. No.
Creative superstar, baby.
No.
Jacob ends Cena's career in 5 minutes. That's
He's just not established enough.
He doesn't need to be.
I'm going to tell you right now, if they have somebody in mind to let do what you're talking about, it's going to be Bronson Reed over fucking Jacob Fatu. Right now, if they're looking to do what you're talking about doing, making a star that is on, like, it wouldn't be like an established star. It, like, you know, when The Rock and Hogan faced each other, The Rock was already done. You know, when Cena and The Rock faced each other, Cena was already the number one guy. Like, it's already been established. It'd be like Cena giving it over to Roman, dude, or to Cody. You know, like that's the kind of thing that you're looking at. Now, if you're talking about making a star like that, like really going for it, then yeah, right now I think Bronson Reed's in a better position. He's more known. He's got a lot more heat behind him. Fatu is just part of that group for a lot of people, man. We love him. You and I fucking love him. And the personality brings so much to the table. But
he's a fucking lunatic, man.
Yeah, but that doesn't work on a main event level.
You make him just destroy people. Brock Lesnar, it worked for 20 years.
Yeah, because Brock Lesnar is fucking 6'5", 300 fucking pounds of pure muscle. Jacob Fatu is not that.
Have Jacob beat Brock too.
Jeez. For what? First of all, you gotta bring Brock back, which I don't know if I believe that's actually
Royal Rumble. He'll be back.
We'll see. I think here's the thing. I think we're gonna go into Royal Rumble
or Saturday night's main event.
A lot of people that think a lot of people are coming back for the Rumble, and there will be some that do, but I feel like this year there might be a longer list of people that you expect to be a surprise entrant than any year prior.
And we didn't get jack shit last year.
No, but you will this year. Hopefully. It's inevitable. Like, unless none of them are coming back, unless nobody's coming back, which to me, there's so many people on the list of could be coming back at that time, or that they're holding out for that time, you know. So I expect it to be a fucking insane Royal Rumble.
I hope. Yeah. It'll be the 1 year anniversary of us.
I know, that's fucking crazy. We're still 2 months away, but still, it's basically what we're going to be talking about the rest, you know, from now until then. I mean, we have plenty of other things we're going to be covering. I'm just saying, like, we're going to be talking a lot about what's coming for the Royal Rumble between now and then. And then, you know, from there, it's the road to WrestleMania. So that's when everything gets exciting, man.
$2,000 a night. Zoo.
We're waiting and seeing.
We got Saturday night's main event, which they announced as Cody and Owens.
Yeah, I thought that was tonight. I thought that match was tonight. So that was kind of cool when they ran that. I was like, oh, I thought that fucking match was tonight. That's cool. I like it. I like that for Saturday night's main event. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know what the storyline behind it is, because I'm still not partaking in hours and hours of coverage every week.
No. It's Owens beat him up, caught by the security footage.
Okay. Well, no, I saw that. That was a while back, right?
Yeah, then he did Orton.
But he's doing some justifications and complaining. I don't know why Kevin Owens is getting his way. I don't know why he turned into somebody who begs for shit. I just
because his contract was up and he could have gone to AEW.
I'm sorry. I was legitimately thinking in my head if I would have wanted that, because like the more we talk about our own booking and our own stuff and some of these guys, it's like, dude, you know, AEW doesn't need much to get to a better place. I mean, they need like two main things to start with. One, they need to get rid of the fucking Young Bucks and fucking Jericho, which they can't do or they won't do. I don't know the contract situation, ownership, blah, blah, blah.
Did you hear what happened today?
No, I did not.
I believe it's either December 7th or December 14th. Mm-hmm. They had a lack of ticket sales for Collision, and they canceled the show.
Wow.
And they announced this week that they were doing Grand Slam in Australia at the Australia Open tennis arena. They pulled it. They pulled it, and they went to Brisbane, and they're doing it at some 8,000 seat venue. So they went from 50,000 to 8,000. And that was the next show that they were really pumping.
That seems about right. And it sucks because, man, they were close. They were close to being some sort of competition, and you always want some sort of competition. You always want it. And like we talk about all the time, man, I want places for the boys to go work. Like for real. And they don't just not work for nothing, man, but it's hard. It's hard. It's either WWE or it ain't worth going to see kind of thing, and that sucks. Like,
and you can see that Tony's kind of realizing that he's failing because Effie, the gay wrestler, he called out AEW, and then Tony pulled Ricky Starks from the bookings from GCW, and then Ray Phoenix was headed to WWE, and Tony said, well, you sat out a year with injury for me, so I'm just going to sit you at home for a year.
Wow.
So Tony's getting a little passive aggressive with
it'll be over soon then, I guess.
I mean, fucking Moxley, man. Nobody wants to see that shit.
Well, I don't know. We've talked it to death. We've tried to save them, but they aren't listening to us. So
no, they listen to other podcasters.
Yeah, the ones that they pay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so this is always the most awkward point of the night when we realize that we've probably covered everything, but we don't know how to transition to an end.
Yeah, we do. We're going to wrap it up. We will have our booking coming soon. We'll have
so we have our Two Geeks. We didn't have a show come out on Thursday. We're releasing those shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, in case you were wondering. And I didn't have one come out on Thursday because of Thanksgiving, so that'll be out on Tuesday, and then we'll have the next ones up for Thursday and then Tuesday again. So we're gonna be doing it that way. But yeah, that's a fun show, man. My booking notes, I'm gonna have to buy a whole new notebook to keep going because I'm filling up my pages.
I don't think we have an event next week. No, next week is UFC. There's a pay-per-view. And then the week after is Saturday night's main event.
There you go. Yep.
So that's what we have to look forward to.
Yeah.
And check out our archive. We have 7 shows now of the Two Geeks.
Yeah. No. Yes.
6.
No.
6.
Yes. No. Wait.
We have a.
How many do we do?
Too many. Are we? Obviously, we're gonna have to record this week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do a lot tomorrow.
We'll figure it out, dude. No need to stress.
Yeah. So the next review show that we do will probably be Saturday night's main event.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, that'll be our next review show.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably do a recap one in there, one of our nonsense, talk about what we did for a week kind of things.
And then we'll do a year-end match of the year kind of show. And then we'll do we talked about doing our top 10 matches of all time. We'll do those for the end of the year.
Yeah, give us a little time to get a research show on that one and get into our end of the year stuff. We got to come up with an awards show. I think we're gonna.
Ooh, that would be fun.
I think I'm putting that into development right now. We're gonna do our own little slammy type show where we get to create our own.
We have our instant match ratings.
Yeah, check us out on TikTok. I don't have. See, man, I didn't have time to get an over. Fuck, whatever. Love you guys. I'm done. This has been fun. Tonight was good. Survivor Series was pretty damn good. War Games, you get a B, a solid B plus.
B plus. B
Yeah,
plus.
solid B plus.
I just checked YouTube. We have over 133 views tonight, so that's pretty good for us.
Yeah, we're doing us, man. And for those of you who actually check us out, because I know there are a few people who at least click on our shit. So thank you. Keep it up. Watch the whole thing, please.
Yeah, we appreciate you. A lot of time and a lot of effort.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff, so.
But also a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of love.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll be back next week, and we will manscape our shrubs.